Hello, welcome to a homework walkthrough video for 7th grade math, lesson 1.02b, independent practice. In this lesson, we are comparing rational numbers. Yep. Comparing rational numbers. Let's find that homework. Solving problems with numbers in different forms. That's the name of this lesson. In this lesson, in this homework, my numbers might be different than yours, but the questions will be very similar. So we might not have the exact same answer. We might not have the exact same numbers, but I'm pretty confident that the techniques I use to solve my problems, you can use similar ones to solve your problems. Let's jump right in. Question 1. On Monday, Emily read for 0.22 hours. On Tuesday, she read for 3/4 of an hour. Which amount of time did Emily read the least for? Interesting. So we have to compare these numbers and see which number is the smallest. Which number is the smallest, the least? I don't know about you, but I don't know which one's smaller. I mean, I think that might be because they're in different forms. So one's a decimal, one's a fraction. I don't know which one's smaller, which one's bigger. But maybe if, let's say, both were decimals, then I bet we could compare them a little easier. So let's try and turn 3/4 into a decimal. We can turn all fractions into decimals using the same strategy by doing the top number divided by the bottom number, or 3 divided by 4. Now, I can't do that in my head, so we shall use our handy-dandy calculator. 3 divided by 4 is 0.75. And we can compare that to 0.22. So which number is less? Which number is least? 0.75 or 0.22? Well, let's compare it one place value at a time. Let's start at the biggest place value that we see, the ones place. Do we see one bigger, or are they the same? These numbers are the same in the ones place. So let's move on to the next place value. Which number is smaller? Which number is less, 7 or 2? 2 is less, so that must make 0.22 smaller than 0.75, because 2 is smaller than 7. Wonderful. So let's put that in here. 0.22 is smaller. Let's check. Uh-oh. Please finish my page. 0.2. Yeah, we got it right. Question 2 now. I'm going to take a snip of this question before I start reading it. So, during his morning workout, Alex drank 1 liter of water. In the afternoon, he drank another 2 4/8 liters. Which amount of water is the largest? Now, for my numbers, I think it's easy to compare which one's larger, but just in case your numbers are different and more challenging, I'm going to practice turning both of these numbers into the same form. One of these numbers is a number with a fraction. The other is just a number, or maybe you have a number with a decimal. That might be hard to compare those. So let's try and turn this number into a number with a decimal. 2 and 4 eighths. 2 and 4 eighths is, I gotta write it out like this, kind of like saying in math 2 plus 4 eighths. So let's maybe try and turn 4 eighths into a decimal. We can turn any fraction into a decimal by doing top number divided by bottom number. 4 divided by 8, 0.5. So 2 and 5 eighths is very similar to saying 2 and 0.5, or just 2.5. So which number is the largest? 2.5 or 1? Yes, for me, my numbers were a little easy. 2.5. 2 and 4 eighths is larger. So let's type that in. I'm going to type it in exactly how it's written, just to be safe. So I will type the number 2. And then I'll type the fraction button. And then type 4. Click the bottom of the fraction, 8. And then click check. Another. So I did some quick investigating. Looks like you can't type it in mixed number form. It has to either be in decimal form or in improper fraction form. So that's why I got it wrong. I got it right, but I just typed it in wrong. So now let's move on to the next question. Question 3. At store A, there's a 25% off sale on winter jackets. Store B, there's a 2/5, where the jackets are discounted by 2/5. Which store offers the bigger discount? The most off. So we want the bigger discount. One store is 25% off, one is 2/5. Now, I can't compare these because these numbers are in different forms. Maybe if I turn both of these numbers to decimals, then I could see which one is bigger, which store has the bigger discount. So let's start by turning 2/5 into a decimal, just because we've already turned a lot of fractions into decimals today. To turn any fraction into a decimal, you can do top number divided by bottom number. And let's use our handy dandy calculator for that. 2 divided by 5, top divided by bottom. 0.4. So 2/5 is the same as 0.4. Now let's see what 25% is. To turn any percent into a decimal, we can divide that number by 100. Again, using our handy dandy calculator. 25, not 25% divided by 100, but just 25 divided by 100 is 0.25. So which one of these is larger, 0.4 or 0.25? Now, just in case you want to make extra sure, let's compare them. Place value, one place value at a time. Which number is bigger, 0 or 0? It's a tie, so let's move on to the next place value. What number is bigger, 4 or 2? 4 is bigger, so this must be the larger discount, 2/5. A 2/5 discount is larger than a 25% off discount. Now let's type that in and click the check button. 2/5. Quick pause for an investigation. All right. So after some investigating, found out There was a human error here. The question asks, which store offers the bigger discount? And I answered 2/5. It's like, which friend is your favorite friend? Then you don't, you say 2/5. It's like, what? Does that make any sense? We were supposed to say which store, not which number is the bigger discount. So the correct answer would have been store B. So on my second attempt, I would now know, oh, for this question, I don't type in a number, I type in which store has the bigger discount, store B. We did our math right, we just typed our answer in wrong. Now let's move on to our last question. Maria used 9/2 cups of sugar for a brownie recipe, while Jake used 1.3 cups of sugar for his. Which amount of sugar is greater? Let's see. So we have one decimal and one fraction. So let's try and turn that fraction into a decimal to compare them, see which one's bigger. So 9/2. Let's turn that into a decimal so we can compare it with 1.3. To turn any fraction into a decimal, we can do top number divided by bottom number. So let's do that with our handy dandy calculator. Top divided by bottom is 4.5. So we have the numbers 4.5 or 1.3. Which amount of sugar is greater? Yep, 4.5 is bigger because 4 is bigger than 1. So 4.5 or 9/2 is the greater amount. So I'm going to type in my fraction, click that fraction button, 9/2. Let's check our work. And we're correct. All right, if you need more help with this homework, please let me know. I love to help. Send me a Canvas message. Come to me during asynchronous time. Good luck and goodbye.